we got off, fortunately for us, we got off to a ridiculous start on both ends of the floor. And we're fortunate we did because we needed every last one of those. We knew Villanova would not quit. They're too veteran, they're too well coached. They really picked us apart with the Moore and Dixon two-man game. And then, we made some mistakes down the stretch that we'll learn from, breaking the press and ended up with a jump ball foul and a three-point shooter. Those are things that, as you move into postseason, you can go back and look at on film and you can grow from it. And these guys will grow from it. The good news is the guy who fouled the three-point shooter didn't think about that play very long. We elected not to take the timeout, so we knew what defense they were in. And we wanted to get the ball in the guy's hands that I knew would come up with a great shot, either for himself or his teammates. We talked about it last spring when he made the decision to come back to Creighton for another year, that I trusted him, and that when games were on the line, he was going to have the ball in his hands. And today I delivered on that promise, and he delivered on what I thought would happen.
Questions?
Trey, what's going through your head there after you take that foul? Probably a little disappointed you made the play, but to come back, and did you want to take that last shot to kind of make up for that?
Yeah, for sure. I know that, like Max said, he told me he was going to put the ball in my hands down the stretch, and I knew it was coming to me. Now I knew what shot I wanted to take, so I worked on those a lot. In my preparation, it was a shot that I knew I was going to take. So, it's just reps, continuous reps, and working on that shot. So I knew I wanted to take that shot. I had to have a short memory from the last play.
Anything about anything about Villanova's defense that you called that specific set out of? Did you like Trey getting across the lane there and making the move across?
Yeah, it was basically Trey and Kalk in a two-man game. Let's get Trey loose, and we started, I think, with about 8 seconds left. So, if Trey popped it out, we had the opportunity to throw it into Kalk in the post. And fortunately, we were in the bonus at that time, so a possible foul was in play as well. But Trey made a great read and got an angle, and he's one of the best in the country in that pull-up mid-range shot. I don't like those shots much, but I do when he takes them.
Trey, as he said, Coach said he doesn't like them. Those are tough shots. Hitting a fadeaway is not an easy shot. You like to be more straight up. You said you practiced that shot. How do you replicate that in practice, and why do you feel so comfortable with that kind of a shot?
I just think it's something that you can watch a lot. Like, balance is everything in those type of shots. I think that being able to shoot it either fading away or with your body square to the rim is very important. I work on both. So that shot that I took was off one leg, but I knew that I had to balance off of my right foot. So I knew that I was going to be able to create some type of space, and it was just continuously watching film and seeing a lot of NBA guys use that and try to put that into my game. But like Max said, he allows me to take those shots. He trusts me to take those mid-range jumpers, and I appreciate him for that. So,
Greg, what was it that allowed you guys to get off to a hot start?
Well, we got stops, and then I thought I'd like to tell you there's a lot of great plays that we ran, but I'm not sure we ran many during that stretch. There were a few, but guys made some unbelievable plays for each other in transition, whether it be a great pass. I remember Trey setting a flare screen in transition, got Mason Miller a wide open three in the corner. Those kind of plays that, I'm blessed to have guys that understand how to play basketball and take what the defense gives them. And then, Villanova turned up the pressure a little bit. That knocked us out of rhythm. I was disappointed we didn't have more of a gap at halftime because obviously they were clearly back in the game by then.
Coach, you finished second in the Big East. Wondering your thoughts on where you finished and also how you feel heading into New York.
Yeah, we started 0-2. So to bounce back and dig ourselves out of that early hole in a league like this is a credit to these guys, their work ethic, their belief in one another, how connected they are. I can't remember how many Rob would tell me. What we went on the road, Rob? 8 games on the road this year? 7 games.
8 overall.
8 overall, yeah. So, you have a special season when you can do that, when you go in away from home. And obviously this was a very difficult environment to play in, especially the second half as the game got tight. But I've got veteran guys. They don't get shook. They move on to the next play very quickly. And I think, and I've said before, I think if you get through the Big East and you have an opportunity to play in the NCAA tournament because of what you've done in the Big East, you're ready for just about anything you're going to see in tournament play. Because there's so many good coaches, so many different styles that you see. Like, we won't see Justin Moore and Eric Dixon in that two-man game as crafty as those two guys are and understanding how to attack a switch. And I think we confused them a little the first 6 or 7 minutes of the game was something that was a little different that we hadn't done before. But to their credit and to Kyle's credit, they figured it out pretty quick and they made us pay for it. So really proud of the spot we're in, that we put ourselves in a position to have a top 4 seed in the NCAA tournament when the time comes, and we've got a little momentum moving into New York City.
At any point in the first 10 minutes, did the name Ethan Rogge come to mind?
That was. I think the score was the same.
Yeah.
I saw it was 27-5 on my sheet. It was just a little different of 27 that night. I think it was 9 straight threes. Yeah, the guys. We had a week off. Our bye week was this week, so we took some time off. I think our legs were fresh. Obviously you're playing on the road against a team that really needs a win. So I think the pressure's probably more on them than it was on us. And we went out and played free and really executed well.
Did that bye week make it easier to give Trey 40 minutes of this game?
Trey gets 40 minutes almost every game. But yes, I mean, they had Sunday off, Monday off. We did some individual workouts Tuesday and resumed practice Wednesday. So we had a little bit more left in our tank. But Kalk and Trey and Baylor have played almost every minute throughout the season, and they're once in a while I take them out if I think I can buy them a few seconds, but otherwise, unless they tell me they need to come out, they're staying on the floor.
Is it good to be in one of these types of games, grinded all the way down to the final seconds, going into the Big East tournament?
Yeah, because like I said, we'll learn from the turnover against the press. We'll learn from fouling the three-point shooter. What could we have done different? So those are things you try to simulate in practice, but you can watch it on the film and say, all right, here's where I made the mistake. And some of the plays that Villanova made late, what could have we have done to help a teammate, to provide a little bit more help in certain situations. So that's the beauty of being able to watch games on film, especially this time of year. This team has learned and grown as the season has gone on, and I think in large part they take what we show them on film very seriously. And it's not just, we don't just show them bad stuff, we show them the good stuff we do as well, and why it works. So, like I said, a very mature team that is really committed to learning and growing and getting better. And I think that's why we're playing some of our best basketball at the right time of the year.
And Trey, what are your thoughts on going to the guard where you are right now, winning this last regular season game?
Yeah, I think it's big. Like Max said, we've faced a lot of adversity throughout this Big East regular season. I think that us going behind down 2 games early really gave us a lot of adversity, and we were able to climb back and show what we could do on the road. I think that those road games are big for us because it just shows that we have to be able to win in any type of environment. And going into the Big East tournament and into the NCAA tournament, we know that we're going to have a couple games where we face a little adversity. A team goes on their run just like tonight, but I mean, the way that we bounce back and the way that we were able to face that adversity is going to be big for us down the stretch and help us move forward.
One more.
Back with that, the last time you faced Villanova in Omaha, it was similar lead at halftime. Then they came back in the second half, ended up winning in overtime. What ended up being different today? 10-point or 11-point lead at halftime, and you guys come out on top.
We talked about it at halftime, actually, that we were ahead by more in Omaha, and they came back. We knew they weren't going to quit. That's too good of a team over there. And the difference is in that game, we ran an out-of-bounds play for Trey, and he decided not to shoot it. So we didn't get a shot, and today he shot it and made a big-time play. I mean, he's a great player. His best basketball is still ahead of him, but he, as he said, there's a lot of work that went into that shot. That shot was no fluke. I can see him out my window in the morning and at night. He's constantly working on his game, so he's prepared himself for that moment.